If someone had told me a year ago that I'd be waking up in a private villa in Santorini with silk sheets and a view of the Aegean Sea, I would have laughed in disbelief. But that was before I met Adrian Knight, my billionaire boyfriend. I was just Isabel Monroe, a bookstore assistant trying to pay rent and save enough for graduate school. My life was quiet, predictable, and rooted in second-hand jeans and instant noodles. He walked into my life like he walked into every room with purpose and quiet power. Our first meeting was as unlikely as the rest of our story. I was working late, restocking shelves in the tiny bookstore where I worked. The bell above the door chimed, and in walked a man in a black coat and tailored suit, with eyes like storm clouds and an air of mystery. "Do you have first editions of Fitzgerald?" he asked, his voice smooth as velvet. I didn't know who he was at the time, just that he smelled like expensive cologne, and had a calm intensity that made my heart beat faster. I later found out from my manager who he was. That was Adrian Knight, CEO of Knight Global, heir to one of the richest families in the country, and totally untouchable. Except he wasn't untouchable. The next day, he returned, and the day after that, he began buying rare books just to have an excuse to see me. Then one afternoon, he handed me a note tucked inside a first edition Hemingway. It read, "Dinner with me. Say yes, Adrian." I said yes. That dinner turned into weekends in Malibu, midnight drives in his Bugatti, and flying across time zones like we were skipping stones on the ocean. I experienced a life I never thought existed outside of magazines. Private jets, rooftop dinners, dresses custom designed in Paris, yacht parties where champagne flowed like water. He spoiled me recklessly, but never arrogantly. He once flew me to Italy just because I said I'd never tried real gelato. Adrian wasn't just wealthy, he was generous, affectionate, and attentive. But beneath all the extravagance, he was also a man carrying invisible weight. His world was built on high walls, private security, and ruthless business decisions. And the more I loved him, the more I saw how lonely that world had made him. He told me one night, lying beside me in a villa in Monaco, "Everyone wants something from me, but you just look at me like I'm Adrian. Not the Knight name, not the money, just me." I kissed him then and whispered, "Because that's all I want." For months, we traveled Tokyo, Dubai, Santorini, Aspen. Every trip was wrapped in luxury, penthouses with infinity pools, candlelit dinners at 7-star resorts, and designer gifts arriving without warning. But not everything gold glitters forever. Trouble started when a viral blog posted pictures of us kissing in the Maldives with the headline, "Who is the girl taming billionaire Adrian Knight?" Suddenly, I was being followed by paparazzi. My social media exploded. Reporters dug up old photos, old jobs, old friends. They questioned if I was a gold digger, and nobody clinging to a billionaire. It hurt, but what hurt more was what happened after. Adrian started pulling away. He told me he was protecting me, but he also stopped letting me come to events. He took solo trips. He became guarded again, like the man I first met. One night, I confronted him in our New York penthouse. "Why are you shutting me out?" His jaw tightened. "Because this world will destroy you, Isabel. I never asked for the money. I just wanted you." "That's the problem," he said. "You love the man, but the world only sees the billionaire, and that puts you in danger." I cried that night, packed a bag, and I left heartbroken and tired of feeling like a secret in a world of spotlight. Weeks passed. I returned to my old bookstore job, back to paperbacks and quiet mornings. No private jets, no silk sheets, just memories I tried not to replay. Then one rainy afternoon, I found him waiting outside the store soaked, holding a copy of The Great Gatsby. "I bought this the day I met you," he said. "You changed everything for me, Isabel. You reminded me how to be human." I stared at him, and sure, afraid to believe. "I sold the yacht," he added. "I kept the jet, though. I'm not that noble, but I'd trade every cent to wake up beside you again." And then he handed me another note, like the first time. "Dinner with me, for the rest of our lives. Say yes." I said yes again. Only this time, it wasn't just for the luxury. It was for love that survived the noise. We still fly across oceans. We still wear designer clothes and drink vintage wine. But now, there are quieter mornings to barefoot in the kitchen, laughing in pajamas. Because love wasn't in the price tag. It was in the choice. And every day, Adrian chooses me. Thank for watching. Please like and hit the subscribe button.